I'm not here to talk about myself, but there's a few things that you need to know. First of all, I'm an elementary school teacher now, which is kind of strange because I have a reputation of having been a bad student in school. There's an ongoing joke in our family that in college I actually majored in surfing. The truth is, my teachers were just not reaching me. Despite all that, now I'm an accomplished and qualified teacher. However, all my credentials and accolades could never have prepared me to be the student of the incredible teacher that was about to arrive in my life. This is where the story begins. My teacher came from a village called OKURASE in Ghana, West Africa. He was born with a rare genetic disorder. It left him unable to do things that most people take for granted. I'll explain more about that later. Anyways, last year he was able to spend around 10 months in the United States on a medical visa. I first met Francis when he came to Charleston to attend our school, Sundrops Montessori. When he first arrived with his guardian, he couldn't speak any English and hadn't ever left his small village. Still, instantly he became a friend to everybody. This is Francis, my 12-year-old teacher with a genetic disorder. This disorder is actually called Leber congenital amaurosis. It causes severe vision loss at an early age. And Francis is nearly blind. But if I hadn't told you that, you probably would never know. You just have to watch him kicking home runs in a kickball game at recess, or helping me teach other children the Afro-Brazilian martial art capoeira, or playing at advanced levels on a variety of different instruments. Francis is truly a phenomenon. When he was 4 years old, he began to study with the master drummers and dancers of his village. In my music classes, he assisted me in demonstrating intricate multi-part rhythms on drums. Sometimes we'd have the opportunity to perform for groups at other schools. He'd teach them about West African music and culture. Word spread through Charleston about his renowned skills in African drumming, and it wasn't long before a group of elders requested he perform in an honorary ceremony that memorialized the enslaved Africans who perished in the dreaded Middle Passage across the Atlantic Ocean on their way to Charleston. So there was always fun and surprises when Francis was around. One time in the middle of the year, one of his drum teachers, Samuel Yaboa, came from Ghana to visit our school. Samuel goes by the nickname Powerful, and it's easy to understand why. Not only is he a master drummer, but he's an instrument builder. In addition to that, he co-founded a non-profit organization called Project OKURASE, and also the Inkobom cultural troupe that Francis has been a part of since he first started drumming. Later in the year, we got the news that Francis was not going to be able to have the renewal on his visa, and that he would have to be headed back to Ghana a few weeks after school ended for the summer. About a week before Francis was scheduled to leave, I asked him if he wanted to go surfing. Without hesitation, he laughed, and then he said yes, and there we went. I call Francis my teacher because I don't remember a time when he didn't have a positive attitude and a humble appreciation for all that he was experiencing. Not being able to swim didn't stop him from surfing. Not being able to see didn't stop him from learning and expanding and enjoying. I knew that I was not ready to say goodbye to Francis and decided to head over to Ghana myself, hoping to continue building on the bridges of learning that had brought us together. When I arrived in Ghana, I was immediately touched by the beauty of the surrounding environment and the welcoming nature of all the people. Francis showed me all around the village where he was raised, and for the first time I saw drums being carved from logs into shells that would be played by drummers at all hours of the day and night, accompanying dancers of all ages. I also got to spend time with two of Francis's brothers, Philip and Kwaku, who were also amazing drummers in the Inkobom company. I also spent afternoons and evenings with Powerful and his other teachers, Joe and Ata. Together we played capoeira with the children of the village, and it was there in the village that Francis and I performed our best games of capoeira. Somewhere in the middle of the school year, I had a vision of asking for support from our community to collect instruments for Francis that he could take back to his village with him. We brought as many instruments as we could to the village and were given a room to set them up. One evening I walked by the room and Francis had invited all the local children for a jam session. dreams come true and miracles happen every day. Francis is on a new waiting list for an experimental genetic treatment for his eyes. I'm back here in Charleston making plans on how to bring the Inca Bomb cultural troupe to the USA. We're figuring out the logistics of building a branch of our school in Francis's village next year. I hope that we'll always be sending more instruments over for the music room. A lot of this is new to me, and I'm learning so much that sometimes it's overwhelming. But I watched Francis persevere through so many situations that to him were totally new and must have seemed overwhelming. A wise man once told me that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. I learned through Francis that while that may be true, we just never know what form that teacher will take.